Welcome in everyone to the Challenge After Show. Tonight, Jenna, Pamela, and I are talking about the Challenge All-Stars Season 4, Episode 4, Stargate.
Stargate. That's Cara's favorite word of this season.
Instead
She
of
keeps throwing that one out there.
Target.
Yep.
Stargate. And it was coined by Cara Marie, at least in this episode. Maybe it was coined by someone in the past in some other type of the world. But tonight, it was all Cara making moves.
She has the point, though. It is true. It's hard to be at the top, right?
Yeah, hey, look, I was rooting for Cara in the elimination. I'm a fan of her this season. There's one person I'm not a fan of, and we'll get into her at the top of the episode right here. But let's do overall thoughts. I'll go first real quick. Another solid episode. I'm in. I'm dug in. I love it. I'm a positive vibes from Dan the Man.
Yep. Dug in.
I'm dug in. I got my feet planted in the sand, and I'm saying, bring on these episodes. I like them. So there we go.
Yeah, this one was pretty good. I mean, people got pretty feisty with one another, so it was good to see the dynamics and some drama and tension between people. So we'll talk about, our thoughts about that. But yeah, overall, I thought that was kind of the highlight for me.
I loved it overall, but I have a lot of micro complaints, of course. But it's just only because I care. I really loved it, but I'm pissed about the way a bunch of things went down. But I loved it as usual. It's good. I'm invested.
Good. Okay, so not too much happens before the daily challenge, but there is one thing I want to bring up because this is still bothering me is Cam is still on this Cara kick. She's very upset with Cara, okay? And we found out in the comments through YouTube, so thank you for all the people that are writing in our comments, that in fact, Brandon went on in one of the after shows, and he said that Cara did pick last, and that no matter who Cara voted for, Cam having her want to go with whoever, because she wanted to save Rachel, whatever it was the last episode, it wouldn't have mattered. The vote didn't matter, and Cam was still that mad at Cara. And I just can't figure it out. And Cam is still, at the start of the next episode, Cam is still mad. Cam, enough. I'm done with it. Relax, move along. You're not the top dog this season. I don't know why you're still dude, fight for your place at this point. Earn your stripes, whatever you want to call it. She did obviously better in this episode. They won the daily challenge or whatever. But anyways, give me your thoughts, ladies, on what happened at the top of the show there.
Episode as a whole, I completely agree with you. I feel like Cam is really pushing this Cara did on my back when I needed her to. She's against me. She's not for me. She's against me sort of thing, which I feel like is not the truth. She just had to make a game move in a particular situation that was not necessarily for or against Cam. But however, like I said last week, I do understand that Cam could be upset thinking this is a really good friend of mine outside of the house and she's not voting the way I want. However, she did make a game agreement with Rachel, and Rachel's already going down, so she does not have to say her name and get blood on her hands. And Cam is still really driving this home. So I think that she is really hanging on to it and overdoing it. However, in the opening scene, it is Nicole that goes to Cam. And Nicole brings something up to Cam that kind of redigs it up. So I do understand if, now it sounds like the whole house is still talking about it. And Nicole said something to Cam about Cara said, I thought Cam would have my back. So I'm confused in that situation too, because why would Cara say, I thought Cam would have my back? So I feel like this is really choppy editing. It's leaving us confused.
And I honestly excited, to talk to you guys and have that cleared up, because I was like, what was that it seemed so out of place and weird, and the way they put it together did make it look like Cara said, but it's what? Cara said what?
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of getting manipulated by an edit here, so it feels like that situation was maybe either forced or didn't make sense. Nicole going to Cam saying, Cara said, I really thought Cam would have my back. Then if I am Cam, I am what the hell's going on here? Now I am confused, and now I am going to keep talking about the time that you didn't vote the way I wanted.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either, because
super muddled.
For the rest of the episode, Cara does not make any mention of Cam. She actually mentions that Brandon and Jazz are she said a couple people are her number ones, but she never mentions Cam in those instances that she's part of that little alliance that she is trying to obviously have, and obviously that alliance gets blown up, but we'll get into that too. So yeah, I don't know, that was really weird, but to me the main factor was just Cam's just especially because it was the last vote. Cam, it didn't matter, and we're gonna see that same thing happen tonight when Tina votes last, which we can get into that too, where I'm like, Tina, maybe you should have said something first to try to sway the voting, but she went last too, and her vote didn't matter either. So it's like, how mad can Rachel really be at her? Well, I think in that case, Rachel should have been like, you need to speak up first for me so that your vote can be heard, because at the end, it doesn't freaking matter, obviously, with what Tina did.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if something more is happening with Cara and Cam, or just Cara in the house behind the scenes in general, because Cam also dropped a line, you know, later, like that Cara's being super entitled, which I just thought was like maybe a little bit harsh of a friend based off of maybe one situation the episode prior, making things tense in between them. But however, you know, like we always say, if you get voted in, you get voted in. That's the name of the game. So I can't necessarily blame Cam for saying that, but it's a kind of a bit of a harsh word to use about your friend.
because let me ask you ladies real quick, ladies, let me ask you this. Oh, sorry, you go first, Pam.
Well, real quick, I agree with everything you guys are saying because I don't want to beat this dead horse. I agree. I love Cam, but I'm like, enough, Cam. That is my first, like, Cara didn't betray you. She just didn't support your third initiative. Second, what I was gonna say on that is entitled. Well, then win, bitch. Like, Cara's won every fucking thing, and then she won. It's like, if she's not acting entitled, she is entitled. She's winning. When you win, you get certain entitlements. Like
and
the
that,
star. And
Pam,
stuff.
you nailed it, because that was my next question to you ladies. Does Cam, before this episode ends, like at the beginning of this episode, does Cam see the writing on the wall where she's like, holy crap, only 3 females make the final? And I kind of mentioned this last episode with you ladies too. Like, how the hell am I going to qualify this? And I remember last episode, I didn't even mention Laurel is in this game too. Like, Laurel is playing great. Cara is playing great. Rachel was still there at the beginning of this episode. Like, is Cam thinking to herself, how the hell am I going to make the final? And maybe that's why she's acting out the way she is with this entitled nature, where it's like, oh my God, you need to get in there and earn it, because there's plenty of other girls that are holding those spots that you would have no business with right now. She haven't done anything yet. So
well, Cam was on the winning team today. So
right, I'm saying beginning of the
win
episode
today.
though, when she's really upset. So it's like, does she think like, how am I going to win this thing at this point? But
I just think the situation that she's leaning on in terms of why she's now mad at Cara and throwing Cara under the bus, right? I don't think it's valid enough. Like, Cara did not do anything that wrong to her in the slightest, that Cam is like really pushing this, like, now I'm going to turn on Cara because she turned on me. But it's like, Cara really didn't turn on you. Like, you still got what you needed in that situation.
Right. I don't get that. Yeah.
She didn't.
She was able to stay true to her game.
Put vote Cam in. She just didn't not put in the person that after voting for Ayanna and not voting for Leroy, she just didn't vote for Rachel. Like, it was literally thrice removed from Cam's desires. And it's like, you know, she had your back as much as you can expect a friend to have your back in this situation.
And then we saw, it's just not even, it's not fair, because then we saw what Cam did tonight, and she said to everybody on that middle team, the voting team, the team that had the power, hey, why are you not going to vote in Cara? And Rachel, she literally name dropped Cara as a person who should go into elimination. And I was like, well, that's not even, that's not the same situation. That's really so
hard and throw
not
Cam
fair.
In. Right. Like, it's not, Cara didn't say, everybody vote for Cam, everybody vote for Cam. And now Cam's like, she did screw her.
Yeah, so like this could lead to really great TV. Cara versus, you all right? What happened, Pam?
Ooh, it's like so windy that like the tree just like literally banged into my window.
I was gonna say, another earthquake, but then I remember you guys are in California. I'm in New Jersey. Do you know New Jersey had an earthquake 2 weeks ago? Yeah.
Which now it's like, you might as well move back, Jenna. That's what for years people were like, but the earthquakes. I'm like, well.
And people are so funny with that stuff. You tell them you're going somewhere or moving somewhere, and it's all the negative things that they've ever heard about the place. It's like, okay, well, it snows in New Jersey, so
we're just dealing with earthquakes nonstop. Like, I have to walk to my car and like.
Jenna, if you're getting earthquakes there,
you're just in a perpetual the earth is always shaking where you are.
Yeah, if you're getting
this, I almost want to turn my camera around. It is like crazy, the wind. Like,
will it translate? I don't know if we'll see that over
No,
Zoom.
it'll just
it's like invisible, right?
Wind. All right. Anyway,
I was gonna say, Jenna, if you're getting earthquakes there, there's still no snow here, so there's a benefit of coming across. All right, so quickly before we get into the daily challenge, I do like Pamela's musical breakdown where she breaks down some of her favorite music things. I wrote mine down too, Pamela, because I'm like, this had some hitters tonight. Jenna, we'll each name one that we liked, and we'll see if we have any repeats. Pam, you can go first because this is your breakdown here. You get the first one.
I don't even know the name of it, but in the opening, when they were all opening or whatever they were doing, they did.
It's Who's That Girl by Eve.
Yeah, by
That
Eve. Yep.
girl.
I loved it. It was very like 80, like deep digital. And then they did a literal jump cut. Like they had everyone jump up.
Yeah.
And then they cut and had them in their uniforms landing. Did you guys
into the
catch
Daily
that?
Challenge,
Like,
right?
this is just great. It's so hokey and awesome and like like yuck. It's self-aware. Like everybody joke. We're gonna have you land in your uniforms and start the
and to like this, they don't do it to the degree that like House of Villains did it, but the House of Villains did it to that next level. Jenna, have you checked out the show yet?
I haven't.
Okay, I'm just saying, like they do that yuck, we're on a reality show thing, and that's what they're doing with those stupid. It was great though. The jump cut to regular clothes into like their real.
Right.
It's great. I love that crap, and that's what House of Villains
does too. Instead of their technology, like pyrotechnicians, that's it. It's like we're gonna bring you back to when these people first joined the challenge. And Dan, I did notice really hard for the first time what you brought up about their pictures, and they're like outtakes of really old pics. Like Laurel's was like.
Right.
Like they're so funny and bad.
That's why it's great that they're hokey and they're making fun of themselves. That's what they should be doing. All right, Jenna, name a song that you liked this episode.
My song was Informer. I love that. And I also said that like I'm trying out for something, like I'm auditioning. Hi, I'm Jenna, and my song tonight was Informer.
Was that in the club? Is that when they played
Give me the
Informer.
You know, the Was it in the club? Is that when that played though? In the club that now?
Yes, I thought you meant In the Club by 50 Cent, and I was
no, I meant
play tonight.
Where they say like the boom boom, they go the boom boom now.
Boom boom down.
I wrote it down. Yeah. Such a great song. Such a great song. And my song is Spice Girls, Spice Up Your Life, or whatever they did. They did it during. Yeah,
I clocked that one too. Great choice.
And that one was great. So I did an interpretive dance to that like in high school and college. So
interpretive?
You show us, right? How do you do it? Like
it's like the shimmy to the left, the shimmy to the right, shimmy to the front, go round, that song. So and I also, my mother and I did a dance where we slow danced at my wedding. And then my mom and I, halfway through the slow dance, we broke out into that song, and I taught her like a little part of my interpretive dance from those things, and we did it for the wedding as well. So there's video out there. I mean, there's just tons of video.
That is, I'm impressed.
If you type in, sorry, go on.
No, it's okay because I can see a dance being done to that song. But when you say interpretive, it makes me feel like
okay. If y'all want to
get
get crazy, if I worked at a school back before I moved to LA back in 2009, 2010, some of the kids I did like they had like a kid and teacher talent show at the end of the school year, and I was the cool Mr. Dan. They're like, Mr. Dan, can you like do a thing for the school? I'm like, sure, kids, why not? So I did an interpretive dance version of what I had done through high school and college for that. And some of the kids taped it. They put it on YouTube. And if you type in like Dancing Dan, I swear I come up from like way back in 2009. I've got hair down to my shoulders. I've got like long hair. It's still on YouTube, I believe, somewhere. I haven't watched it in years, obviously.
I'm trying to pull it up right now. Dancing Dan? I don't see it. Dancing Dan.
Dancing Dan.
Massachusetts talent.
Any other
clues?
School?
Yeah.
Look, I haven't obviously looked it up in years on YouTube, but it's on there because I remember some of the kids when we went back to school like the next week or something like, we put you on YouTube, ha ha ha. And this was like right when YouTube was getting started too. It was only out for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So. Anyway,
should I put like Spice Girls or Teacher?
Maybe they could have taken it down too. I mean, this is so long ago.
You're not getting away without showing this.
I know. So far,
I mean, you don't have to show it to me. Show it to anybody.
But you know what I mean? Interpretive dancing. I feel it was there. It's more like
I can't find it either. I know it was under Dancing Dan or something like that. But I'll look it up and I'll find it and I'll send it to you, ladies, if I can find it.
Better.
You want to know the freakiest thing about that?
Show.
Though, is that those kids that you're
I
are
found
probably
something
like,
that says,
what?
I don't know. I
Those
don't know.
kids are like 26 now or something.
Right. I mean, yeah, they got to be in their 20s by now.
That's so
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, oh, wait, I found it. Mr.
Yeah.
Dan's, and you got to type in Mr. Dan's interpretive dance. Boom, it's still up.
Can we play it? Like, can you play it on your screen? Can you share your screen and play it?
It's from 13 years ago. Can
It'd
you
be
believe how long
selfish
ago?
at this point not to like we all need to share
We
it
have
with.
to show, not to show. They can
I
just go
Just a
find
second,
it.
just a little bit, a little
Why don't
bit.
they just go
Man.
find it? People can go find it on their own.
Look at you. You are so Jim Carrey in this. This is
Well, I
Ace
mean, that was
Ventura.
my act. I was obsessed with like being Jim Carrey, in all honesty, and being a comedic actor. And that was what I did out here in LA for 13 years
Oh
until
my
I, a couple of years ago was like the pandemic hit. And I was like, I'm done with this.
Well,
Dan,
I
you
just
at least
tried to
have
share it and it said the host disabled participant screen sharing. So I
There
can't.
you go.
Ah!
But,
Sure.
but
you
you
can at
know,
least share a link to the people because everyone's gonna. You have to share this. This is so mean if we don't.
look, all you have to do is go apparently onto YouTube and type in Mr. Dan's interpretive dance, and I pop right up. Jenna's still hooked. Look at her watching this. She can't stop
I'll
watching
reenact
it.
it for you.
Yeah.
Wow, Jenna, that was amazing.
Is this improv or is this
No,
you had it for you?
Some of it got improv because there's a couch on that stage, so I end up using the couch in the dance. But the majority wasn't. I planned that out. Like I was in musicals all through college, so I knew how to like make choreograph stuff. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Anyways,
you're such a good
moving.
teacher. You really showed out for them. Okay, yeah, we can move
Why
on
not?
though.
I mean, you got to go all out. If you're gonna do something, you put in 110%. That's the way I look at it.
That's good.
Anyways, and it's to the Spice Girls, and that was featured tonight on the episode. So now full circle, we're back in unbraided, reloaded. Unbraided, reloaded, 4 teams of 5 tonight. Ladies, did you enjoy this daily challenge? I'll go last this time.
Pam, you go first.
All right. I first of all, Dan, the like shot on this opening that I haven't even pushed play yet is already so good that I'm gonna save watching it for like when I can savor and really, really dive in and not. I can't wait. It's like in a stairs, like like theater background and like
I get into it. Yeah. I
can't wait. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. This challenge, sure. I liked the teams. I liked the way it was split up. It looked in the beginning just like mass chaos and really hard. And I was like, how do you untangle when you're like that? And then it seemed like they were figuring it out. But at first I was like, this is terrible. The green team was not good. It was fine. I liked did enough. Yeah, like I thought they moved through it fast enough, and
yes, that was the key, right?
and we could figure out what was going on, and they showed how complicated it was, and they showed who was doing well and who wasn't, and it was fine.
Agreed. Yeah, some parts are really funny. Seeing like what a mess it was. I wasn't expecting that. And I could see this being so hard and challenging if the communication's not there and the chemistry is not there. You're like essentially screwed, right? Like this is when it becomes really hard to be on a team in this game because now you're reliant on a team. And if you're on a shitty team or if you're just not gelling, whatever it is, then you're screwed. And then you're at the bottom for the week when everybody likes to think of it as like a somewhat individual game. But yeah, fun enough in certain points because I wasn't, like I said, expecting it to be so hard. But otherwise, yeah, it was like, okay, not like the best to watch on TV.
Right. Well, ladies, this is why I wanted to go third because I ditto with everything you said. I'm glad they moved through it quickly. The only thing I really wrote down for it was I thought Steve's confessional was funny, where he's like, well, I'm used to women telling me what to do. So I was fine with this challenge. And then he said something like, when they told me to like jump on top, and then he's like, oh, I can't say. Just fun. I just thought it was just funny. Just he didn't mean to be a sexual reference. He didn't mean to say it, and that was great too. So
it was funny because I felt like he was just trying to give the producer what they needed. Like he's just trying to answer a question like wholeheartedly and be somewhat entertaining. And then he's like, oh shit. Like why did that word lead into that word in the sentence? And I'm like, been there, buddy. I hate that feeling.
Yeah,
Steve had another funny moment when they won. He was like, like a toddler, like flexing his arms and sort of head down. I was like, Steve's funny. He like not on, he wasn't trying to be funny, but if you ever seen a little kid, like they're not flexing like that. They're like
Yeah.
straight flexing. He was doing that, like, oh, dude.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
this is where we talk about, you know, Cam winning the daily challenge and whatnot. It was such a group effort, though. It's like, what individual really stood out to make this work? I don't want to say it was luck, but like honestly, you're throwing people around trying to untie things. Who's really taking
Laurel,
control of this? I mean, yes, Steve said that the
Laurel
girls,
stood out. She was the only one that I would
like,
say
maybe
stood
Laurel
out.
gets a little more credit for it, but like honestly, it was anyone's game to win or lose. I didn't really think
I
there was
mean,
like any.
maybe though, because
You're not.
sometimes in that
Here's the issue
situation,
with it though, Jenna, just real quick. Like, you're not
yeah.
holding your body weight up. You're just hanging there. Like, if there was some type of skill where you had to like hold your body weight up for a certain amount of time to really show your athleticism more, you're blobbing around on the side of a bus, getting thrown around by people, hoping to get this thing untangled and using your words to do it. I don't know. To me, it was just like, but please tell me what your
My strategy would have been everyone go dead weight and hang and let someone literally unsort you like a twisted
kind
necklace.
of, I don't
Like
know.
instead of everyone moving in chaos, I was like, they all need to just hang and sort of unfurl naturally. Like if you had a
I don't know if they have time for that, for the natural, because also the bus is rocking them around. You could see that they all probably went into it with a game idea and a
yeah,
strategy, and then it just went to shit when they realized you're on a high
oops.
speed moving truck and nothing's going to happen. But Dan, to your point, I do think that leadership could be important in a game like this. You know, like if everybody's having a tough time and maybe they don't know how to undo braids. I don't know, some of the guys, you know, so to have like a leader and step up and say, I see it, Jasmine, you go under, this person go under, go over top. And I feel like that is what Cam and Laurel were doing. So I do think it obviously worked in their group. But otherwise, I mean, I understand what you're saying too. It does just look like a total
Yeah.
mess.
But like, I mean, I like Kara's point. She's like, I hope anyone went to summer camp and did this, because in summer camp, when I went to summer camp, we made those braids like the bracelets all the
Lanyard.
time. And I
Yeah.
either would have like a girl I like thought was cute, like help me make it so I could like try to flirt with her when I was like in like, you know, freaking 8th grade, 7th grade, whatever the hell it was at camp. But like I would make those all the time. I wore those all summer long. Those braids, the 3 things where you just wrapped around. So like I was like, okay, Kara's making some excellent points here. I could be okay
But
at
you
this
would be,
maybe.
you'd be really good at this challenge, is what you're saying?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm just joking around, but maybe. I mean, sure. It's anyone's game. Honest. This challenge I thought was anyone's game. I'm being honest, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a crapshoot one, you know, like it's one that, so somebody had done it before. They said Adam, or no, Ace. They said Ace had done it before in the past on the very old challenge. But like, it's one of those, like we said, you don't wake up and like know how to undo a braid with 6 other people on the side of a moving bus. Like you just don't know, you can't know until you get your feet wet.
I feel like also doing it once 20 years ago on a challenge, nor do you
Yeah.
retain that. Like, oh, well, we're so lucky we have Ace because he did it 20 years ago. Like,
But
who cares?
were they
Also,
saying they did this? Were they saying that Ace did this on a challenge 20 years ago or just on like All Stars season 1 or 2? Like,
I
when the
think
hell did he do it?
originally, she said
Oh,
he did it like on his original challenge.
I don't
yeah.
And
remember
also,
that
like,
challenge at all.
it's so matter your team. It's like it doesn't matter. It's not one thing where there's a secret password and if
Right.
you know it,
Right.
like thank God Ace knew to say bingo, bingo, bingo. We all got out of it.
No,
It's
that's
like
so true.
right,
That's so
like
true. Like, hey,
even
remember
if
you did this
Ace,
one time 18 years
right,
ago? Thank God you're here for
right,
us.
like oh Leroy slid off a car before, so he's prepared for that. Like no, you're never prepared for that.
Yeah. And I
Especially
think,
like
like, can
Thought it
we
was
take a
funny.
break?
rush.
She
I'd like
Yeah.
to take
seemed
a
so
break from
sincere. Like we're lucky to have Ace. And I do also agree, Jenna, leadership is definitely the only thing that could help. And also I think kind of being small, like that small
Jasmine.
thing, you're like Jasmine, and it's because in a crowd, I went to a concert recently. And when you're small, like you can't see anything. But the good thing of that is I'm like shoop, 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 stage. Like you can dodge and get in between people and stuff so easily when you're just like that. So it'd be good for this.
All right. Any other thoughts on this challenge? No.
I
Yeah.
think that might be
I
it.
agree. Um, I'll say this. So the red team got second, so they're that middle team.
Pink.
The pink team wins, which is Laurel, Cam, Derek, Steve, and Ryan. And then we find out that it's going to be only a girls' elimination tonight. So Veronica, Cara, Nicole, Rachel, and Flora, they're up for elimination. And all 3 star holders are in jeopardy. I wrote down that as well. The 3 girl star holders, they're all in jeopardy. We get a quick scene after that with Nicole and Laurel talking. Again, this is good though. They're setting up something that's going to happen. Nothing really of substance here. They
really
they
wasn't
might
much
like
there,
each other
right?
again. Like it's all
Yeah.
honestly, can I be honest? Look, I think Nicole's just horny. Can I be real? Like, I think she's horny. I don't think she likes Laurel any more than just it's a figure that she finds attractive. She doesn't want to progress into a real relationship with this person. She's just
Yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
mood.
as an outsider who is seeing like 20 seconds on a TV show, who actually knows no idea what's going on in their relationship or in that house, because we only see so little of it, I feel just like watching it from afar. I'm like, Laurel, are we sure we want to go back down that road? Because wasn't it a really bad breakup and a really bad time? So I don't know. I feel like it's one of the situations Laurel thinks like, oh, like maybe we're just talking like friendly again. Like this is a good thing. We can be civil, we can be friendly, but can you? Because it doesn't look like it's gonna work out that way. And it looks like you're getting back in the mess. And it's just like, maybe don't go back in there.
I had very dramatic swings of feelings, which was fuck Nicole. And then, oh, it's nice to see Nicole have real emotion. And I thought, literally, I don't think I've ever seen her have real emotion. I could see the stressed out that like they do. I felt like it was a pretty real scene, actually, that it was like 2 people that clearly have a lot of like unresolved feelings
Mm-hmm.
and that are very tough and vulnerable, or not vulnerable, tough and not good with being vulnerable, sort of like feeling out being this much vulnerable. Um, and I wound up coming around from the fuck Nicole, which was my initial feeling, to oh, okay, this is going to be interesting. But unfortunately, because of the world, we know how it ends. If I had any hope that there was like something nice that would come out of it, I would be more excited. But it was really ugly on X on the Peak or whatever, like really ugly. And I now that's why my hence fuck Nicole. And like I don't want Laurel to go back to those feelings. It was like a really bad,
Well, get
cold.
ready, Pam. Get ready.
So can you
Oh,
verify for me, since I didn't watch X on the Beach and I've seen rumors that Nicole cheated on Laurel, is that what happened?
so I guess I don't know what happened in their real life breakup. I guess Nicole cheated on Laurel. And then again, I guess they went on, correct me if I'm wrong, and people I'm sure will, but I think after that they went on X on the Peak and they had been like in love. And on X on the Peak, Laurel was like, I'm still in love with you. I care. This is the overall vibe because this was a long time ago. These aren't the word for words. And Nicole was like, fuck you. You meant nothing to me, and was like hooking up with everybody. Nicole was like a real jerk. And Laura was like rawly heartbroken. And
Yeah.
Nicole was like, I love that girl. I love that girl. And like, whatever, girl, get over it. Like,
Yeah, it was,
what? I
and
don't
then
even care about you. And
didn't
it was,
Nicole's current girlfriend go on the show too? And
yes.
I remember them being in the hot tub together. And Laurel ends up leaving the show because she's just like over it or something like that. Did she stick around? Like she was like, "F this, I don't want to be around Nicole when
I
she's acting this way."
remember not liking Laurel at the time and being like, nobody deserves to be treated like that.
Right, it
Like,
was bad.
being like,
Yeah.
Laurel
Okay.
was terrible from my scarred from Laurel being mean to Big E. So that from
Yeah.
15 years ago, I was like, that's no one, that's like a, you don't get over that.
With that said, great season though. Great season.
And again, you get to grow, you're allowed to grow. And like, now I like Laurel. I think I'm finally over it. And I was like, I don't care how much I like her or whatever from like her performance with D when she cheated. I think I felt like nobody deserves that level of treatment. It was the like downright cruelty.
Oh.
Yeah, which so
Yeah.
it must have
Oof.
been bad because usually I'm like, yeah, well, you're a jerk and you deserve it. But it was
But
like
Nicole was that
she was
obnoxious, right?
that
Like
Oh,
it
she
sounds
was
cold.
like she
bad.
was
Yeah, she was bad.
totally just
Yeah.
laying in Laurel's face
I
and
think she was
being
with the girl she
disrespectful.
cheated on with, and then she cheated on her. Like Nicole was really bad, and Laurel was really raw. Like you could see Laurel's like genuine heartbreak. And it was like, a real
I don't know what
relationship.
she's, especially because all that happened. I don't know what the hell she's thinking, even bothering talking to her this season, but
It's
whatever.
so unresolved. That's why she's like, I hate her. I'm never going to talk to her. But then
Unresolved. I don't care if it's unresolved or not. This girl like is like on X on the Peak was so bad to you. I don't care if it's unresolved. Why would you ever trust someone like that to even give them your time of day? But
yeah, I mean, that was my thought again, being like, why are we headed down that road? But we don't know exactly how the conversation started, right? We just
they
saw the camera from the crack of the door. So did Nicole go into that changing room where Laurel was? It kind of seems like Nicole started the conversation.
It seemed like it started because Laurel's getting out of the shower clearly, and
Right.
Laurel's literally like brushing her hair, and she's
And
like, "How
that's why
are you?"
Dan is thinking Nicole wants something specific from Laurel. She's like, oh, you're in a towel? Oh,
Well,
you don't need to put clothes on.
is it Nicole or Laurel that says, "But we're really attracted to each other"? So that's like that was said. So it's like there's unresolved feelings and a lot of chemistry. There's just a lot there, and it's hard to, when you're in a room with people and you're like, zoop, like they obviously are like that with
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the conversation started with Nicole being sort of upset. Like Laurel was like, are you okay? Are you kind of sort of comforting her? I don't know. I agree. Back off. Don't go there, Laurel. Don't go there. Run. Don't
They're
walk.
going.
But it's
They're
hard.
going there.
they're going to be wrestling soon. All right, so let's move forward from these two. This a wrestling
Totally
duo.
fourth grade attraction. Like
They're going to be
I'm
wrestling.
gonna
The more, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to kind of agree with Dan's original point.
Oh, that you're supposed to hook up.
Yeah, yep. I'm starting to think that that might be the case.
No, that Nicole's just wants maybe she is such a player because now looking back, but I
With everything
believe
you're
her.
saying, yeah, might be.
Here we
I
go.
might be falling for it and forgetting how scarred I was by how horrible she was. Because when she was like, I was good, I was in a good place until I saw you at the airport. It's like, is she just playing her? Because I was like,
Mm, yeah, that's sad.
All right, so real quick, two things before I want to mention before we get into nominations. Number one, just to bring it back to the Daily Challenge, enough of the semi trucks. I'm over it. You've tried it. Like, let's move along. Like, it's not working. We've seen it enough. Number two is a positive. I love the setup for this season because nobody is safe, and this is going into nominations. As we see here, there's huge heavy hitters that are now at jeopardy to go home. And I love that you have to perform on a weekly basis and you don't get really any days off. And did TJ announce that it was a girls' elimination after the challenge?
I think so.
And
She
that
said
is
put
enough.
two women. Yeah, I think we
It's a
didn't know.
the little nuances there are so important because everyone had to try their best. They didn't know ahead of time. TJ used to announce it, I believe, at the top of the Daily Challenge spiel that he would do. And you knew ahead of time, okay, I can chill today and just try. I have no pressure. Now you don't know. I love that. So I just want to throw those things out there to some bookmarks in the episode.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. It's like you better fight because you don't know.
You don't know. So nominations happens and people, Brandon and Jay have totally opposite end of the spectrum here. Jay is like, why would you ever want to throw Cara in? Brandon's like, I want to throw Cara in and get rid of the thing. I don't know if I care either way. I would honestly want Cara on my side. If she really, if Cara says that Brandon's her number one, if I'm Brandon, I'm like, well, I mean, only 3 guys and 3 girls can make it. Why wouldn't I want to keep? She's not taking my spot. Like I could, you know what I mean? We're not the same sex here, so she can't take my spot. If I'm Brandon, I'm gonna lay off a Cara because in the end, only one person can win though. That's the only way I can think of what Brandon is thinking. If it was a guy and a girl victor, then I would definitely not bother Cara. But at the same time, if she's technically my number one, Brandon also says, though, I haven't talked to you in 8 years. He throws that at her later, so there's some drama there. But ladies, what are your thoughts on nominations? Because those are my ultimate, overall thoughts.
Was totally agree with you on the Brandon thing. It seems so weird. And even Jay was like, I don't know what Brandon's thinking. Why would you throw in your ally who's like,
he doesn't want to run with her in a final? I guess the only thing I could think of.
Well, so Brandon said, I mean, I'm throwing them in because I don't want to go against them. I'd vote with Cara and Rachel. He's like, I'd bet on Cara and Rachel over me. And I'm like, well, you're not winning then. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I was like, well, then bet on them and get your, like, that sucks I get it. You want to get strong people out. I get it. This is where I just hated this so much that one of them was going to leave that I kept waiting for like a cop out or like something to happen where it was going to be, but there's a draw, or like pull the freaking, this thing.
You wanted it to be like a scripted show where they should so clearly die in a scene, and you're like, no, but they're gonna live somehow. They're gonna escape the pain somehow.
The ghost of Rachel will still appear every week, and but
they'll bring her back. They'll decide,
come
back.
Pissed. All I could think was like, no. Like, I didn't want this to happen. I thought it really sucked, because I'm really enjoying Rachel and Cara so much. And I'm enjoying Rachel and Cara's relationship so much. Like, even just the little, like, playing cards and like, well, we'll put on a show. And again, spoiler alert, I'm cutting ahead. But Rachel, this is another reason why this show is so enjoyable. Because when someone has to go that you love, they're going home to their children and their spouse and like their life, and it's not as heartbreaking as like, I'm trying to be an influencer and this is my life, and now I have no life. Like, this is Rachel was such a good sport. It was all wound up being okay just because she had such a good attitude. And I just loved everything about Rachel and her style and her playing and the way she left and the way she handled everything. But I thought this really sucked. And I was really upset that it came down to that. It's like, come on, throw in like Flora or like Nicole.
Well, I was hoping someone. I was hoping that Laurel, which I didn't think she would, but maybe even Cam. I was hoping Cam would say, "Oh, I want to get my star tonight," and then go against them. Unfortunately, it looks like the star thing is the only thing I'm like, are they going to not give a crap about this until like the last episode? Let's be like, who's going to sacrifice themselves unless until the end? So I don't think anyone's going to do that for at least a couple more episodes. Because they're just going to be like, my star's going to get stolen anyways. However, in theory, there's 3 stars. So like, your star doesn't have to get, if you get a star, they could steal the other 2 people's star. They don't have to steal yours. So you could get a star now and just go all the way to the final right now, like in theory, right? So I don't know. It's hard to say.
I'm really torn. I'm torn on the situation of the voting and the aftermath, because it really does make a lot of sense in theory, right? If you're in this game and you know that Cara and Rachel are great competitors and they have stars and they're up for elimination, they're not safe this week, why wouldn't you take a shot? So I totally understand why the people in the house are doing it. You can't hate them for that.
Right.
But on the other side, I can see why Cara could be hurt, because she thinks she does have people in that voting team, Jasmine and Brandon, who she has saved, who she has prevented from, saying their name or has tried to protect them. And they didn't do the same for her. So I can see her being upset. But then again, like, I can see everybody's side here. But then again, it's like, for Jasmine's sake, Jasmine's like, listen, every time I'm on this damn show, nobody gives a shit about, I'm just going to get called out eventually. So like, I'm going to say the best person, because that's the best shot I got to winning 250K. And that's why
look, I'm 100% on Jasmine's side for what she did. And how eager was she to walk back into that house and put the names up on the board too? Like, no one else wanted to do it. She's like, I'll do it. I've never been the biggest Jasmine fan just because I think she's so bad at the challenge, but she brings what we miss from the challenge, which is entertainment. And when she stomps back into that house, she's like, because no one else wanted to do it. She puts them in there with all that effort. Sorry, guys. And she's like, just so nonchalant. Like, sorry, girls, you're going in. That's just how it is. I suck at this game, honestly, but this is the one time I can actually have some power here. So suck it up and go in. I loved every second of it.
No, I love it too. I love her confidence, and I feel like she always has like a supporting. She always has a reason as to why she does something, and she's not shy to say it. She doesn't bow away from confrontation. So I love that she's like, well, listen, Cara, it's a game. What was I supposed to do? But for myself, like, I have to do this for me to have a shot.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry.
I feel like these old school OGs are a lot more real with the fact, like saying, look, there's one winner. Hello. Everyone here is losing except for one person. Where like last season 39, everyone was so butthurt all the time. We're like, look, does everyone realize there's only one winner? Like, people have to go down there and be in elimination. We can't just have no one in eliminations, and then all 30 of y'all get to be in a final, and then maybe one person wins. No. It has to get narrowed down. So these people, like even Cara said to Rachel, let's put on a show. Like, she did come to that conclusion. She was just more upset that the people that she thought were her friends betrayed her. If they were like if people that weren't on her team, but like voted her in, I don't think Cara would have reacted that way. So I was like more like easy on her for being so upset by it. Like it didn't bother me. I understood where she was coming from.
Yeah, and I also feel like Cara has a history of being ostracized from the group. Like when she came onto the show, she was picked on, oh my God, by
Oh yeah.
so many of Jen, like Paula, Johnny, all of them just
Wes
ripped
picked
her
on
to
her.
shreds all the time. And then she dug herself out of that hole. That's the theme of tonight, digging out of holes. And now she's one of the top tier competitors. And she had a moment where she was like very annoying and obnoxious, I felt at certain times on the challenge. But now, I mean, I feel for her because she's in this position where she's always kind of had that history of being on the outskirts of like the big alliance. And I think her expectations got ahead of her where she thought, oh, I'm going to be safe here because I have people who I'm actually cool with in the house, who are my friends and who are in my alliance. So she felt good in her mind. And then, so I feel bad, that she ultimately felt betrayed, but like how Rachel humbly understood, like, okay, well, I have to just accept that because that means I'm a threat. That's like the same thing with Cara. It's like, Cara, you gotta know that this is a game for money and they're gonna be coming for you. It sucks. It definitely does, but
Jenna, I agree with that. I agree with everybody. I'm like, oh, I could see that point, and I could see that point.
I know, right?
But I like the way, again, with Rachel being my MVP of the episode, her best friend voted for her. And it was, to me, a comedic moment when Veronica was like, do I think Tina can save me? And Rachel, no, she's not good
No.
at this. And then you see Tina being like, well, don't do it, Jasmine. And Jasmine being like, yeah, I'm a grown woman. I'm going to make my own choice. Like everything Jasmine said made complete sense. And Tina's like, I'm going last. Like that was her big plan, is to vote last. Like,
Yeah.
So
Also,
like
Tina really, I never knew like her history of politicking that much. I never like looked at it with this microscope to know if she was good or bad, but she really just tries to strong arm people and bully people into doing what she wants. Like, and for what? She had no reason. And Jasmine just kept saying, like, but why? But why should I? And Tina's like, well, just give her
and
looks.
agreeing with everybody all around. It's like I'm circling. I'm like, they shouldn't have voted for Cara. Well, if you can get one of the two best players out that have consistently won, shoot your shot. I get it. I mean, I didn't want to see either of them go, but hell yeah, if you know you're getting rid of either one champ or another champ, great.
Right.
What annoyed me at the group voting because she said she has to go last because she's the senior, as if like she's in the senior position. And it's just like all you want to do is avoid the fact that you have to say your friends' names, but also you don't even have to say their names. Like if you don't want to, first off, her vote wouldn't have mattered. They would have outruled her anyway. But one, you could have tried to offer something, right? Like when her and Jasmine are sitting in the bar and she's trying to like strong arm Jasmine into not saying her Rachel's name. It's like, but what are you offering, Jasmine? Like, are you saying like, hey, you can come be in our alliance? Like you're not actually doing anything that Jasmine would be
like I'll ask them to save you next time if you're in the bottom.
Yeah,
like, if you're
literally not one thing said. But then
Nothing. It's just
I
like,
go last because I'm a senior. It's like, Tina, if you really just, you couldn't sway the vote, but if you really just didn't want to say Rachel's name, you didn't have to say her name. Like you could have said like Flora and Cara, even if it was a burn vote. If if you really felt like, I don't know, all of it just it was just like, why do you have to
look? That's the thing too. If Tina's so bad at politicking, Rachel needed to sit her down before that nomination ceremony. But here's the issue: is that they couldn't offer Jasmine anything. Like, what are they gonna say? Oh, you can be the fifth banana on our team. Like, Jasmine's not going to go for, like, she knows that she's never going to be a part of the three of those girls. Right. So in a way, Tina knew. I'd like to give Tina the benefit of the doubt here. If she said to Jasmine, "Hey, Jasmine, we'll try to save you," she knows Jasmine's not going to believe that crap because it's crap. Yeah. The same thing with Avery, my new favorite challenger, Avery here. Like, no one's going to save Avery. Avery knows that she is a lone duck and she's got to fight for herself. And she has the right idea. Jasmine's got the right idea. So screw that trio and do your own thing. But we'll move the conversation forward here. What I love about the challenge in general is you brought it up earlier, Pam, or maybe you did, Jenna, with the fact that there was a time where I just hated Cara. It was that season where she was against Tori and Jordan. It was her and Polly and it was a season that Jordan proposed to
War
Tori.
of the
And
Worlds.
whatever it
Yeah,
was, she
that
was
her
like
worst.
awful, right? I could not stand her. I disliked her greatly. We might have been an AfterBuzz at the time. I could not
Wow.
stand this woman and what she was doing, because I loved her when she was the underdog and getting picked on, and she kind of went into like 3 eliminations in a row, and she like proved herself every
I
Sorry,
know. I
oh,
knew
the
it
braiding of the hair.
Bobby
Yes, the
braid her
braiding of the hair
don't do
season,
it.
right. But now I find myself a 100% on Cara's side, rooting for her. I rooted for her against Rachel in the elimination. What does that say about me? I don't know, but I'm a huge Cara fan again, and we'll see if I go back the other way on it. I don't know. Pamela was frozen for a second there because she was so on
I was
board with it. But
wondering if
anyways, she's
maybe,
back.
I wonder if Cara doesn't have the best social game, but I don't know if that would even help her, right? Because she
No,
is such a
she's too
deep
good. She's
threat.
too good. It
And I
doesn't
don't
matter.
think,
People want her out anyways.
right, right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think Rachel took it on the chin like a real champ, and it was great, which made me happy. I was also rooting for Cara, but also just because. But Dan, with you that season, it was hard to stand Cara, and I do. She was awful, and that's when she took like an 8-year break. I mean, like I think she probably didn't like the way she behaved either when she saw that.
Yeah.
Good. It wasn't the best. And then she took a break, and now we love her. You know, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Right.
what did you think about the elimination game?
So dumb. It's like you have two powerhouses. It's the way, and it's like they're gonna freaking throw stars and like step backward. It was like Simon Says for the.
You know what it
for the
reminded me
women.
of? It reminded me of, because Pamela was really upset by this in the final couple seasons ago when they had to throw the axe into the thing, and like someone couldn't do it. Maybe it was Tori, and she had to go all the way around. And basically, it came down to
Yes.
the fact that Tori couldn't throw an axe was the deciding factor of whether or not she was going to win or could have won the challenge that season or whatever it was. Maybe she still did win. I don't remember.
Casey robbed her. That was the season that Tori
Was
like
that
had
the
to do
season?
something
I don't
really
remember. But
stupid. And Casey won that round, and it was like pick your partner for the final leg, and then you win, even though Tori like dominated the final.
yeah, I think there was a better way they could have done this. I wish that they could have made it so that was part of it, throwing the ninja stars, wherever the hell they were throwing. And then they had if they got a hit or they didn't get hit, you got to do 10 push-ups. You got to do something. Something had to be added to it because it was basically, you know, okay.
Well, give us an arm wrestle.
I'm thinking on the fly here. Okay, how about you have to solve a puzzle or do? I don't know. I hate puzzles too. I don't want puzzles to happen. Never mind. Nix the puzzles.
I want them to arm wrestle. Like literally, who would win?
Good old fashioned.
Yeah.
Maybe a hit.
What do you want a Rochambeau? You want some rock paper scissors? What do you want in there?
I want to arm wrestle. I want to see who's strong. Who of those two would win in an arm wrestle?
I agree with you guys. This felt like, remember the last season on the flagship, I think it was, when Polly and Johnny Bananas had an elimination together, and we were all like, oh, this is going to be good because they have a history. And then all they had to do was like outlast standing on ice longer than
fire and ice.
Yeah. And so that's how I felt, you know, same as you guys. I'm like, damn, you have these two people that are so athletic and great, and like they're just playing axe at like one of those axe places. But it makes it funnier and ironic because Cara kept hyping up the whole episode. Well, they're gonna get a show. Let's do this, girl. Let's do this, Rachel. They're gonna get the show of their life. But it's like, it just was like some janky little backyard game. But I will say, I was kind of entertained by it. Once I got over like the annoyance of like, okay, this is kind of lame to make them play this, I was like, wait a second, this is kind of fun.
It came down to it. They made good editing.
Carnival, like, oh, 5 feet forward. It was goofy and fun.
And the fact that like, because it is tough to do that if you've never done it before, and their axes are like flying all over the place at first, like way over the contraption to the sands, like they're not even hitting any mark, and then Cara gets herself out and you're like, oh my god, this is so stupid. But it was kind of
Jenna, I totally agree with you. Once I was over being like, this isn't a real elimination, I was like, this is fun, you know.
Yeah,
it was goofy.
It was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun.
But probably Rachel's like, really, like, this is how I'm gonna lose. All right, whatever.
But she
I also love Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
No, you go, Pam. All right, so you go, Jenna. You were talking.
Oh, no, I just, Rachel, VIP, Rachel.
And Jenna, you had
I
something
was
to say as well.
gonna say, but I do love how it ended because as much as I love Jasmine having the confidence to do what she needs to do in her game and take the shot at Cara, I do love Cara also repaying the favor and giving her a star as a way of saying like, okay, like now you're gonna, or just like, listen, people want stars, and if you have one and I have one, and they want one, they're probably gonna throw Jasmine in instead of me. Because if they think that they can beat Jasmine, make her a target.
Well, see, it's not
Yeah.
only that. To me, like some people were upset thinking that Cara should have given it to somebody better, like a better challenger. But let's say for some reason, I don't know why this would happen, but what if Jasmine somehow holds on to that star all the way to the end? I'd rather perform against Jasmine in a final than maybe another strong competitor. And I'm sorry, but like, I don't think there is a wrong decision. Give it to anybody, any girl. That you obviously have to give it to a girl. It doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. These stars are going to switch hands a lot more until the end. But maybe people do lay off Jasmine because like, I want to let Jasmine keep that star. Now that puts a bigger target on Cara's back to lose her star. But if Cara can perform every week, because that's what it's about. If you win every week, they can't touch your star. So what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it depends on the situation. Like, for example, Rachel and Cara did not win the daily today, so they were vulnerable to going into elimination. So if that happens again, and let's say, I don't know if she could give a star to Laurel or Cam. I don't know if that was possible, but let's say like Nicole, I don't know, is Nicole that good? Who's the other best women player?
She could have given the
Laurel.
star to any girl, I think, that didn't have a star.
Oh, I know. Okay,
Avery?
yeah. So then it's like if she
Okay.
did give it to the other top player, then it's just going to be the same pattern the next week if they
Right.
don't win. It's like, yeah, Cara's probably going to go in every time versus the next best player so that they can get either of them out. So I do think it's smart for
But
her to
whether
give
they
it
go
to.
in
I
or
agree, Jenna, especially if I'm the winner and I want to get my star and it's Jasmine and, and Veronica, I'm going in and I'm Laurel. I'm going to be like, yes, I will take this chance to like beat one of them.
but like but you don't have to. There could be two people without stars going against each other, and
That's true. And
they can
feel
still
it.
take a star from whoever the hell they want up there. So I don't know. It's there's a fine. That's why I don't really think it matters. I don't
Yeah.
and
I see
there's
what you're saying.
pros
It's
and
more about
cons
the
to
fact
either
that
one.
it's more about the fact that Cara and Rachel were good. That's why they got into elimination, and less about the fact
Yeah,
that they had a star.
I
So I
agree.
guess
That's what I think it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do.
I thought you had to, I don't
No,
know.
you do. It is weird, Pamela.
I
It is a
don't
little
know.
convoluted, but you can. It doesn't matter. That's why the star thing is kind of like you
You
have to
don't
have
have
one
to
for a
beat
final,
someone
but
with a star to take their star. You
you
just
don't
have
need.
to win.
You can beat someone without a star, and then you just steal any of the three people of your same gender star up there. You're done. It's that easy.
Boy. Oh boy.
I know it's a
Right.
lot. Anyways, okay. Final thoughts. I think we did a
Um,
really nice job.
I really
I'm
just
proud of
think
us.
knocked it out of the park here. Um, yeah, good.
Once
But
again,
you know what? I wonder what will happen now. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it will matter. Like, because it's like maybe Cara didn't do herself any favors by kind of having that reaction of like, now I know who my friends aren't. I don't know, but because
I'm
I'm
excited to
thinking,
see. That's exciting, right? She's definitely a lone wolf
yeah,
at this point. That's exciting. I'd love to see her team up with like an Avery. That could be
I know,
fun.
why
Like,
are they not working
let's
together
go.
yet?
Let's
Like,
go.
what
You
are
girls
they
are
doing?
powerful, strong women. Let's do this.
I
I'm
don't
ready.
understand.
I
Maybe
will be sad to see Rachel go in that budding relationship between Cara and Rachel as friends. I think she'll probably hang out with Laurel more.
I can't wait to see Veronica and Tina have to do something without Rachel. I can't
Oh
wait.
my God.
Pumped.
yeah.
I
And I
think
guess
that once again, thank you to the women of the show for bringing it home. I think the guys are like the B plot and they're fine and funny and they have good one-liners, but like all the drama is with the women and I love it and I'm like
Yeah.
into it. And I
Losing
love
Tony
them
didn't
all
help
so
either.
much. Like I
Losing
agree with
Tony, that sucked.
Jasmine. They're all, even with going against Cara, was like, yeah, no, I love you, honey, but I'm voting for you. Like it's just very
right.
matter of fact. And I
Yeah.
like that. That's why I'm a little pissed that Cam's being so taking it personal. It's like, listen, even Cara was cool and down to earth when Cam was like, that vote sucked. And Cara was like, I know, like last week during the votes, Cara kind of took it like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, we're not friends anymore.
Right. I know that's
People.
what's kind of disappointing too, because if you think about it, like Cara going back into the house with her social game and her alliances, it sounds like she doesn't have Cam anymore just because she didn't say Rachel's name.
Which is
You know
stupid.
what I mean? Like now, like Cam and Cara, ultimately is a game for money. I get it.
Mhm.
But if Cam was gonna backstab her at any certain point, she should wait till later. If you want to
I
have the
thought
other best girl in the house, ride together until the end and stab.
exactly, exactly,
Like, don't do
especially
it
when
yet.
you're not in fighting
Yeah.
shape per se.
But I mean, I
I
guess the whole point was Cara was up for elimination. So Cam's like,
right.
well, just stick her in there while you can.
I did think Cam might take someone's spot and go home and be like, I'm going home to my, like, I was like, that could happen. I could see that happening,
Okay.
but no.
Yeah. I mean, eventually they will have to go in. But yeah, I mean, you can't hate their choice of being like, no, I want to get somebody great out. Like, why would I go in right now against Cara or Rachel? But
I
I am
also,
like, and is somebody gonna nominate themselves? Like, I want to see it.
Well, we
to
want to see it, but
defend,
at the same time, it's not that much of a curse to be in that bottom. If you don't have a star and you get in that bottom group and you have to go down there, you're going down there to get a star to qualify for a final. So it's like it's not a lose. It's not a win-lose situation. It can be a win-win situation. You go down there. Oh, I get a star. I'm back in the game. It's a win-win. Like
Yeah.
there's, I don't know.
that's
I
a
just think there's
very
more
But I
positive.
competitive
also
mindset. If I'm trying to get my weekly paycheck, which I would be, I would just try and hang on and not be
true.
That's
elimination.
true. Hey, look,
Yeah,
Can't
I'm not
hate
trying to
that.
win
Fair
it. I'm
point.
trying to not lose yet.
Not lose, try not to go home. So that just
Yeah.
means get out of the
But
elimination.
in Cam's defense, because I love her, so I want to just defend her. I think she's more making good TV than that she's that petty. I have to believe that she is more matured. I think she knows how to make TV and she's doing
Right.
it. I can't imagine
And
that.
also producers ask questions in certain ways
Right.
and yada yada. But this question, so it's Cara and Rachel tonight. Seeing what the game was, it's a very janky, almost game of luck if you don't know how to throw an axe or play darts. But it is an elimination against a really great competitor. So if you're thinking about volunteering, is it better to volunteer in this game?
Hell no. This is
That,
one of those
you
spinning
know
a
what I'm
circle
trying to
dizzy
say?
bat.
Like,
No, I'm not
no,
losing over dizzy bat if I'm
when
a
they
real competitor.
but it's
TJ
not like if you have the chance to nominate yourself, it's not like you're doing, I don't know, like something
But
hall
you're
brawling.
beating them that pogo stick.
Who
It's like
cares?
I
I
know,
Well,
but
listen, well, hold on. I'm shocked when TJ said, "Oh, you don't have to decide if you're coming down here until after I explain the game." I'm like, Cam and Laurel, why aren't you volunteering to go down there? Anybody can win this thing. And yeah, I get that but it's not like you have to
yeah.
do something. These are obviously really strong competitors, Rachel and Cara, but you're actually kind of equalizing it's becoming an equalizer on itself. Why wouldn't you take the chance
Right, but if
then?
you're a beast like that, you're like, I can crush you in like a hall brawl. I'm not going to lose my game over
No,
pogo
if
stick.
I'm Cam, Cam is not there this season.
Cam is not. Cam
So
is
I
not.
would,
But
if I'm Cam, all I have to do is throw something at a board. I'm taking the chance then. And
well,
then
Laura was like, I wish I went in. What's wrong with these girls? Did they never
right.
play darts? And it's like, yeah, I don't play. I don't know how to do it.
but
I
Laurel,
wouldn't
but
be
Laurel
good.
had didn't Laurel have the option to go in?
She did, and she said, I wish I had gone in. Like,
Well, that's
this
on
is
her then.
silly. But
Yeah. It's a tough question because it is like this is a sort of a game I feel like it's such a game of luck. But I have thrown an axe before, one of those like axe throwing places, and I felt like I was
are
pretty
you
good
good
at
at
it.
it? Okay.
I
See,
was pretty good. So I might be
All
like,
right.
shit, maybe I would. Like, but then again, it's so early in the game, like you said, Dan, the stars I feel like are gonna just be flown around so much. You get a star, you lose a star. You get a star, you lose a star. So maybe it's like too early to do that to
well,
yourself.
let me ask you this: what female still has a star from day one still,
Cara still.
but she had
Well,
to go
one
down into
more.
elimination to keep it?
She had to, yeah. Yeah.
If I'm a real competitor that like takes my competitiveness seriously, there's no way I'm taking a chance on my game on the dizzy bat eat a piece of pie. Like that. Yeah, like if I'm like someone that
Yeah,
values my being a champion and like that I take myself seriously. If
yeah,
I'm Jasmine and I'm up for going home, I'll throw in my dice. That's if it's me or whatever at that point, and that's my last shot at a star, sure. But I agree with Cam and Laurel. Not to me, it's like no, bro. I don't even think it's hard. It's like there's no way I'm
yeah.
sacrificing my game that I could win potentially over.
Because it's probably more likely than not that you're just gonna lose that star anyway.
I mean, it's 50-50. It's like, yeah, with this tonight too, it's such a like, is Cara the better person than Rachel? Like, who knows? She threw silly things and got 5 steps closer once.
And
so-
honestly, it looked really close at one point that she almost got herself out a second time, remember?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was in
I was
look,
like,
it was
it
more
looked
entertaining than I
really
thought it would be,
close.
for sure.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I,
did that hit?
Jenna, were you rooting for Rachel or Cara? You're the only one we don't know about.
Um, I'll be honest, I feel like I was, well, first off, I knew who won because of the teaser, right? Like, we haven't seen the fight with Cara and Laurel yet. And you know,
Oh, look
Laurel's
at
like,
that. That's pulling a Dan right there by looking ahead.
so I
Oh,
knew.
wow. Oh, all
So
right.
I kind of was just like, okay, I know Cara wins, so like let's get to it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, how does she? Like I know it's her. So I feel like my watching of it was a little bit tainted because it wasn't like, oh my God, who's gonna win? Like I'm so rooting for this person. It was more like, okay, I know Cara wins. So like now I'm excited to see how it happens, you know, like how does this go down? It was more of the how and not who, but if I'll be honest, I think I was rooting for Cara, you know, like
I had forgotten that Laurel and Cara got into a fight. It just it was so much going on in my life. I forgot. So I was fully hooked in.
so much. How
Me
did you not
too.
remember
I
that with
didn't
the job and a
remember.
child and a wife and a life and a
How
house? And
can
how did you just not?
I should have had it written down clearly. Yeah.
I didn't remember either, and I still didn't. I hope it's an exaggerated fight and it's not like a big.
Well, listen, I love drama, so
Yeah.
I remembered because I was like, ooh, looking forward to that one.
But I'm rooting for their friendship rekindle this season, so I don't want it to be like.
Me too, but I feel like there's always going to be something there. Like a fire, you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be a block in the road.
Are you
But
calling them catty?
They looked okay at the reunion for 39.
They did.
Yeah, they
Love
have.
never dies.
But and how I've watched their friendship play out, I'll be honest, I think Laurel's like typically the one in the wrong. She
Oh yeah.
like really lays into Cara sometimes, where it's just like not necessary, and Cara just takes it.
What I will say about loving this challenge and loving the challenge overall is, yes, seeing Laurel. Now I'm totally team Laurel from being totally anti Laurel when she was so mean to Cara, like prior to their friendship, not even when she was just a bully to Cara. And now that I know and understand Laurel, I get it and I don't mind and I love their friendship. So I hope that it can I hope that the fight's not too bad. I hope the fight is Cara being like, don't do this to yourself.
Oh, I wanted to bring up one more thing real quick. Do you remember this season, the Battle of the Seasons that Cara was talking about, which is when her and Brandon were on the same team? Do y'all remember that season?
Wasn't it like the first?
Oh, that's when they were on Battle of the Seasons. Yes.
So
yeah.
The reason I bring it up is because remember they had a bunch of seasons, but remember, Cara and Brandon, they're fresh meat people, right? So that's why they were on the same team. I remember they put like 4 fresh meat cast members together, and then that was considered a season.
Yeah. Easy and Camilla were on that team that year too.
Oh, is that who the other 2 were? Exactly. So that was like, there's your fresh meat season.
And that's again when Cara, I just had to take L after L after L. I recently watched that one, and Camilla like would never try to go into elimination and would always try to fucking gaslight and strong arm Cara into going in. And Cara's like, fucking fine, like I'll just go in because
I remember.
Yeah, once you get Camilla on a roll, it's probably just easier to sacrifice yourself and go home than deal with her like yelling at you. But yeah, so there were so many seasons of Cara just like always getting the shit out of the stick, man.
All right. We will see y'all next week for episode 5 of the Challenge All-Star season 4. And write stuff in the comments for us. Let us know what you thought. Yeah.
Let us know if you watch Mr. Dan dancing. What is it called?
Mr. Dan's hold on, I've got it queued up.
Interpretive dance.
Interpretive dance.
Mr. Dan's interpretive dance. Hosted by
You'll know it when you see it.
Adelia Durabecca.
Dan, this is so funny.
Thank you. Look, I mean, I was proud of my interpreter. I did a lot of those. I mean, I did a lot of different renditions of them. I did a lot of
Jim Carrey, right? Like you just are, wow.
It looks like Jim Carrey in the like.
If I could go back in time and tell that Dan something, I would say, Dan, look, you love acting, but it's a freaking pain in the ass. Get a real job, and you'll be a lot happier at 38.
No, you
No.
wouldn't. You have to know.
Nah.
You cannot interfere with your
Look,
past.
Exactly.
Look,
have to
I
live
am.
Those moments.
I love my life, but it would be nice to have had 10 years worth of a full-time job to
Well,
back
you
me up with my bills and
wouldn't.
everything.
Would it? You would have lost it during COVID anyway.
You know, I would never have, if I didn't pursue acting, I would never have moved to Los Angeles, and I would never have met my wife. So you ladies are correct. So there you go.
And
Also,
Dan,
You
and
would have done
Stacey-
it again because you wouldn't know the outcome. So you
Right.
would have always tried.
There you go.
And you and Stacey are both, I didn't know this about you, teach school dance. I didn't realize that you also shared that as a career history like Stacey does until now. And now I know what brought you guys together.
I definitely showed Stacey that dance when we first started dating, I do believe. So that might be the last time I watched it. So 4 years ago, whatever the hell it was. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Enjoy that interpretive dance. Apparently, that'll be fun for y'all to watch. Let me know what you think in the comments of that. Look at that. She's just doing the moves.
All right, guys.
Okay. See
Bye,
y'all later.
See you later.
Bye.